Hello everyone. Good morning. Okay. So in the last session, we started with programming, right? And first step, what I have discussed, like how exactly you can design the code, right? So remember few rules for Java, right? As I mentioned, Java is a case sensitive language. That's the reason few parts, few rules we need to understand, okay, properly. So whenever you are following any keyword in Java, keyword always start with a small case letter, right? And any class name, okay, in Java you can declare in the form of capital letter. Now the first part here also I have discussed about, or I have written everything related to the programming structure, but let me explain with your example, right? Yesterday I asked you to create a one more class and where you are printing two statements, right? Now please focus. From this point, I will be explaining to you the entire, the internal structure of Java, how exactly Java executing your code, right? We are going to discuss that part. So guys, if you can just see, now already we have created yesterday one class, and under that class, I mean, under the project, we have already added src, which is our source folder. Inside the source folder we have already created one package, and yesterday we created this class, right? First class. Now I will be showing you your assignment, how to simple write that code, and how exactly you guys are able to print two different statements in Java, right? So how to create a second class? You can just right click on the package and there you will get this option new, right? And there you can simple click on this class option. So again, this window where you need to provide a class name. Suppose I'm writing, this is assignment, assignment number one, right? And okay, by default also, you can see you are having this option here, public static void main, which you can take and you can directly create your main function. But I will suggest first to practice, okay? Once you are understand like how to design main function, then you can follow the shortcuts. Fine. So for now, let me just create a class. This is how you will create a class, right? Now to print anything, we can't write print statement directly within a class. We should have a method, right? And to execution in Java, for every Java program will executed only with the help of main function. That's the reason we need to write a main function. How we can write a main function? Syntax for main function again strict, and it is common, public static void main, and there you can write string arguments, correct? So this is how we design the main function, create a body for main, right? So every time this is the scope for class, and whatever you design for main, right? This is the scope for main function, right? Within this you can write everything. Now how to print anything in Java? So we have learned yesterday one syntax, system.out.println, that you need to follow, correct? So system is a class. Let me design system.out. Okay. Then you can have println. So guys, there are two statements actually, print and println. I'll show you the difference between both. Okay. Usually println means it will print the statement and control will come to the next line. So whatever next statement you are trying to print, automatically it will come to the next line. Got it? So here we can design our message. So example, I'm writing, welcome to Selenium training. Okay, this is my first message. And yes, how you can add a second message? Again, you can write same sysout statement, and there you can write welcome to Java training. Okay, done. But guys, what is the another way? There is another way, right? Which we can follow to prepare these two statements separately. For now, just understand the basic. Whenever I design this particular code, as I told you, Java follows internal compiler and your code will automatically get compiled. But yesterday we discussed one more file structure. Whenever this .java file get compiled, you will get .class file, correct? So before execution, let me show you where you can see that class file, right? So guys, what I'm going to do now, I will just directly come to that project properties. Okay, just have a look. This is the location. Okay, this is the location where my project is available in my machine. Now, if I open this project, you can see we have this kind of folders, okay, bin, src and all. When I come to the src, see the same com under that you will be getting week one. Inside that you can see two programs are ready. when I open first code, which is already executed yesterday, so you can see the full program is available here. But if I open this assignment number 1, you will just able to see class structure because we haven't executed this code yet. It is just compiled, right? For now, it is just compiled. So now if I can show you class file, where exactly you will able to see that class file. So when I come to up, let me come back to the main, that project structure. And there you need to go to bin folder, okay? Inside the bin, you will get a same package structure, com week 1. And under that, you can see 2 class files are available. So it is sure that whenever you write a code will automatically get compiled because of the JVM. And by default, you will get one what? Class file. Now this is your class file which is ready. And that's the reason, guys, class file is what? Which contains some bytecode. Now whenever I execute this program, code will be executed by the JVM and you will able to see the result. Got it? So this is what you can see the class file which is already developed, right? And just now we have just written the code. Now let me execute it. How to execute? You can just right click, run as and Java application. And you can see the result. Welcome to Selenium training. Welcome to Java training. Both the messages got printed inside the console, right? Now there is a one more trick. So if you wanted to write your code and where you are printing multiple statements, in one line also you are able to write this logic. No need to write 2 times sysout statement, means system.out.print statement. How it is possible? It is possible with the help of escape character. So in other programming languages also, escape characters are common. So /t, which is help you to just provide the tab space. Similarly, we have a /n. Means what I'm going to do now, please focus. In Java, now suppose I don't want to run this particular statement, right? So we can comment the code. Instead of removing that statement, we can comment the code. So in Java, single line comment is possible with the help of 2/. So when I just write 2/, now this line is commented and this line will be the not part of this current execution now. Got it? So if I execute this code, just have a look. It will execute only one statement. Welcome to Selenium training. Got it? Now I wanted to run this code also, right? This message also I wanted to print. But as I told you, instead of writing second statement, there is a escape character available in Java that you can follow. Means what you need to do after first statement, right? Put here /n, backward slash, and just keep n, right? /n stand for next line, guys. This is called in Java escape character. After this, you can put your message, right? So I have written only one statement and where I'm writing actually two different statements. Because of /n, what will happen? First line, first statement will print, control will come to the next line, and next line you will able to see the next message, which I have written, welcome to Java training. And now you can see the result. If I execute this code, this is how you will able to see the result. Easy. So in one line also you are able to write the statement. Remember /n is a escape character which will help you for the next line. So anything if you wanted to print on next line, you can directly use /n also. Now, as I told you, we have two different methods, right? Print and println method. What is the difference between both? Please have a look. Now, what I'm going to do is, I will comment this both statement, okay? Inside the main function, I'm writing here first sysout statement, and where I'm writing print statement, I'm taking a method which is a print method. And inside that, I'm writing hello all, correct? So my first message I have written hello all. After that, suppose I'm writing one more statement and this time I'm taking println and let me take suppose print only and just have a look the difference, okay? Welcome to learn. Again, I'm writing same message Java, okay? So both statements I have written but with the help of print method. What the print method will do, now it is time to understand how this method works, okay? So guys, this is your output screen or output window, right? When I say just print hello all, so absolutely hello all will print it here, right? But because of the print method, control will never come onto the next line. Control remain on the same line. Means after hello all, here will be my control. Correct? Now next statement also I have written with the print, welcome to Java or welcome to learn Java. What do you think where that statement will print now? Hmm? Second statement where it will print? On a same line or it will come to the next line? What do you think? Because of the print, if control remain on a same line, then whatever you have written, that will be printed on the same line. Got it? So that's the reason we generally don't follow this print statement. It depends on your logic. Okay. Whenever you wanted to print anything on a same line, you can follow this print statement. Let me show you the result, everyone. So if I execute this code, just have a look. Both the statements and where it is printing. Can you see this? Hello all, welcome to learn Java. Both the statements printed on a same line. Clear? Okay, so is that mean if I just write here println, it will come to the next line? No. See, I'm writing here println statement. Println means after printing, the control will come to the next line. Means if I just write println and if I execute the same logic, okay, just have a look what the result it is. Again, it is printing in the same way, right? So where comes the difference? I mean difference here between print and println. Let me show you. Suppose after println, again I am writing one more statement with a print message. I mean print method, and I'm just writing okay bye. That's it. So where that bye will print? Bye will print definitely after that statement because here we have used print ln method. Ln stand for next line. So what it will do after this statement printed, okay, it will print on a same line because of the previous method print method. And after this line, what will happen? Control come to the next line. So whatever you are trying to print now, because with the help of print method, that will print on the next line. Clear? So that is the main difference which you need to remember between print and println method. Now you can see where the by got printed. By got printed on the next line. Got it? So if I just remove ln from here, what do you think what will be the output of this code? Can anybody tell me? I'm removing that ln part, okay? So where the code will print? First of all, hello all. Then because of the same print method, control remain on a same line. Then it will print second line also. Welcome to learn Java. After that, what do you think? Control will come to the next line? Yes, reply. Yes, no. No, right?
No, it won't come to
It
next one.
yes, it will again print on the same line. And that's the reason three statement at this moment you will able to see on a same line only. Just have a look. Got it? Hello all, welcome to learn Java. Bye. That's it. So that's the reason. Remember, usually we follow ln statement because every time whatever we are printing, it should come, control should come to the next line. And so that we can start with our next line code, right? So this is the basic difference between print and println method, right? Depends on your logic. You can use any of this method. Okay, fine. So this is all about your execution part. Now, guys, let me come to one more interesting topic: how the code is internally working. Okay, so let me just define this one statement. Welcome to Selenium training and welcome to Java training. Okay, so now you are having these two statements in your output. But yesterday I told you whenever you start learning any programming language, and there are three steps which are important to know. One is expected output. Second is just to print such a output, how to write a code, and that is what we are learning. And third step is, which is very important, tracing. Tracing will help you to understand how the code is executing. Okay. So let me discuss how the JVM memory architecture it is and how the JVM executing your code, right? So guys, Java program always get executed only and only by the JVM, correct? So when it comes to the JVM, there are three memory structures you need to remember. Okay, three memory areas, I can say. So what are those three memory areas? See, very first in JVM, we have class load area. Okay. Very first we have this class load area. Inside the class load area, what will happen when you run the code? Immediately it will load your class name, right? Now current class name, suppose I have written assignment, right? Assignment number 1. That is my class name. And inside the class, what the code I have written? I have just written main function. Agree? And inside the main function, I have written sysout statement and where I have mentioned my two different statements. Got it? Fine. Now, how this code is executing, please have a look. So this area called class load area, where the class will be loaded. And here you will get one more spatial memory, which is called metaspace. What does this, what is metaspace here? This is the area where it will hold only the value. Those things are static. Static keyword, okay, plays very important role in Java. So whatever you design in your program, which is static, that can be variable, that can be method, anything. So that static things will get the memory inside the metaspace. So metaspace is an area where static variable or static method will get the memory. Remember, this is I'm writing method and variable. Okay, second area that we have, which is called stack area. Now, why is stack and what is stack? Technically, stack is a data structure, okay, which will always work in LIFO structure, means last in, first out, okay. LIFO. What is stack? Just generally, just for your understanding, I'm declaring or I'm writing here. Suppose I wanted to store ABC inside the stack. Okay. So whenever you pass A to stack, we have a operation, special operation, which is called push. So when you push A will come to here. Then B will come here. C, then C will come here. Right? Now what happens in this stack? Okay. In current stack, I wanted to, pop out all these particular variables or particular ABC characters. So there is another operation which is called pop operation. How this pop will work? Pop will never, like first whatever element you have inserted. So I have inserted A, right? Pop will never out that first element out. Very first it will out the last element only. Means what happened whenever I inserted A, B, C. Now the last element, whatever it is, it will come first, right? So C, then B, and then A. This is what the structure generally we have in a stack, right? So stack is technically data structure. And why we have a stack area inside the JVM? This is just for tracking execution. Remember, tracking execution, okay, for a Java program, we have a stack area inside the JVM. So this is like this, okay. Now this is your stack area and it will just track your entire execution of your code. And this is how you need to understand what exactly stack it is, right? So technically stack is a data structure and it always works on LIFO structure, last in, first out. Okay. Whatever last character it will in, it will come out first. Okay. Third area, which is very special, which is called heap area of the JVM. Technically, guys, we have learned, like today we are going to talk about object also, right? So in Java programming, object plays very important role. Whatever members you will declare inside the class, you can only access those members only through the object. So heap is an area where you can store object information, right? So any object information, like object will be created inside the heap area. Heap area where the instance variable will get the memory. For now, just remember this part. I will talk about different types of variable and all. Then instance method also will get the memory inside the heap area. So these three are special areas, okay, for Java programming. So this is JVM memory management. Now let's see how this code will work, right, inside this memory management. So guys, suppose I have executed this code. As soon as you run, what will happen first? Your class will be loaded here. So here it will come assignment 1. Immediately what it will do, it will check what is static in your code. And that static things will get the memory. Now tell me what is static in your code? In current program, what is static? Hmm?
Main method public.
Yes, only main method is static for now. So always remember very first main method is the entry point and where the main method will get the memory as it is a static method. Static method always get a memory inside the metaspace. So here comes main method memory guys. After that what happen as main is the entry. So your program will start execution only with the help of main. So in the stack also main come first. Got it? So that means we are executing now main function. Now tell me what is there inside the main function? Only one statement, right? Here we haven't declared any kind of data, any kind of method. So we have just one statement, print statement. And then what happens in the output screen? Whatever statement are there inside the main, you will able to see the result. That's it. Main function execution is completed. Now program will automatically end because everything whatever there inside the main, it got executed. In this code, you will not understand heap area because there is no object. In fact, object is not required because everything we have written inside the main function. Got it? But these three areas are very special, and whatever examples we are going to learn now, right? I will be always giving you reference of this memory structure so that you will able to understand internal flow, how the code is exactly working, right? And this part is very much important. So remember three special areas for Java. Class load area, where you will get the static things, whatever static things are there, that will get the memory. Second is the stack area. It is for the execution, tracking. And third, which is very special, which I will be taking in next example, heap area of the Java, right? So this is how you need to understand how the code is internally working. Okay. Now guys, what the next point we are going to learn now? So in this example, you can see I have declared some data, I have declared some method. Now let me talk about this part. So yesterday, if you remember, I designed one simple code, okay? Means let me show you the output, okay? What exactly I'm expecting. So I just wanted to create one student class and I just wanted to print two students information. Now two students means I'm having two objects. Consider I'm having two object again. Like yesterday, every object is a real-time entity which has two part data and the function. Correct? Suppose my object ID is equal to 101. I wanted to store this. And name for this student, I just wanted to write Yash. Correct? And what Yash can do, Yash can display his own details. That's it. So display is the function I want, which will print all the details of Yash, like ID of Yash and name of Yash. Similarly, I wanted to design one more object. ID is 102 and name is equal to Smita, right? And what Smita will do, Smita also use same function and Smita also display her detail, correct? This is student 1, this is student 2. And two students object I wanted to print in my output window. How to do this? Very first, what we need. Absolutely, this is group of object called class, right? Collection of similar type of object we can represent in the form of class. So I just want student data as my class name. So guys, how we can design a class? Everybody knows we can write in this manner, right? Public class, and this is the class name. Suppose student data. Got it? Now inside this class, what we need? This time you need to understand how to declare any data. Okay, so all these topics, data type, variable will be covering. But before understanding variable topic, data type topic, you need to understand class and object relation. Okay, so very first, I can declare a class. Within a class, I can declare method, I can declare data. Let me show you how to declare data. Whenever any number you want to define, just write in this manner. Integer, let's say ID. Now at this moment, guys, I'm not assigning any value to this variable. Why it is so? Because if you assign the value, this will be only one ID at this moment, correct? But how many objects I wanted to design? There are two objects which I wanted to design. So I will be not maintaining any number to this ID. I will just declare a variable, okay? So integer ID. ID will hold some number. Whenever you wanted to define any name, which is collection of characters, you can just write string. But do you remember, as I told you, string is not a data type in Java. String is a class in Java. So just write S capital string and there I will be writing name and semicolon, correct? So two data I have declared. Now how to create a method inside the class? For every method, what is the syntax? Access modifier, void as a return type, and then you can declare your method name. Means I will be writing this manner, public. Even though if you don't specify public, that is also fine. Okay, void, and then I will be writing display method. Okay, and what this method will display? The method has to display ID and name of that student. So guys, for now, I'm just writing sysout statement and I will be just writing ID, sysout statement and just print name. Okay, that's it. This is how you can declare data inside the class. This is how you can declare method inside the class. Remember syntaxes, how we guys are going to declare. Now the point is, main function is important through which only you are able to run everything. Means, please have a look. Suppose I'm creating another class, right? And let me just write my class name, student data. Okay. This is how I'm writing my class name. And let me take this main function, or let's skip that main part. Just have a look. Class is ready, right? How we can declare data inside the class? So just remember, any numeric data if you wanted to define and it is normal, positive integer, then you can just write in this way, integer ID. Second data, I want name. So I'm writing string name. But remember, S should be capital. Okay. And how to declare any method. Method, function you can call, doesn't matter, right? So this is how any method or function you can declare in Java. Just write public void, and here you can provide a name, correct? So let me write display and the scope for that method. So block method is what? Some statements we declare, okay, which will perform certain functionality. And this is how you are writing your method. Now in this method, I will be just printing ID, correct? And I will be printing here name. That's it. Okay, but guys, only this part is enough? No, right? So if I try to run this code, please have a look. If I try to run this code, I'm not getting that option. Run as a Java application. Means always remember, main function is the entry point only. Without main function, you will be not able to run your code, right? So main function is important. And that's the reason I'm going to add here public static void main. And this is the common syntax, right? Which you need to always follow as it is, right? But now the point is how I am able to execute this main function. What I need to run here. So the first point you need to remember, I'm having some data, I'm having some function. These are called member of this class. Got it? Member of a student data class. Whenever you wanted to call any member from any class without object, you can't call that information, guys. So inside the main function, what we need, see, I can't access directly name ID. Let me show you. Suppose I'm trying to print here and I just wanted to print ID. Okay, so I'm writing here ID. Java will not allow me this part, right? Java is giving me error on that line. Can you see that red color line behind that variable? So what is this? It says that you cannot make static reference to the non-static field ID. Means currently ID is a non-static, which is not static, right? And main function is static. So directly you can't call any non-static thing inside the static method. So it doesn't mean you are going to make it static. Unnecessary. Don't create any data, any method as a static. Okay. We can't design everything as a static, guys. That's the reason these are called instance data or instance method. But to call these things, we need an object. So you can't call like this. Even you can't call like this. I can't call directly display method like this. Not possible. So how we can call it? To call member of a class, we need to create object. And this is the point I'm writing here. Okay. To call member of a class, we need object. Got it? Now how to create an object? There is again another syntax which you need to remember. So guys, let me explain you the syntax for object first. Okay. Now see, whenever you are creating object, you need to write first class name. What is my class name? Currently it is student data. Got it? Then any reference variable you can write. Example, I'm writing S1. It is equal to, in Java, object will always create inside the heap area of the JVM only and only because of new keyword. So you need to write new, right? And then again, you will be writing same class name, student data, and the round bracket. You know what? Let's understand meaning of this. Okay, now tell me, this is the left hand side. Okay, equal to sign, and this is the right hand side. Whenever I execute this statement, which part very first it will run? Left hand side or right hand side? What do you think? Hmm? So whenever I execute this statement, which part it will run first? Left hand side or right hand side? Yeah, anyone? Hmm. Which part it will execute first? Left hand side or right hand side? What do you think?
Right hand side.
Hmm. Always remember that mostly I got the answer. Okay, left hand side will execute first. Let me tell you, because of the assignment operator, right hand side always get a first priority. And right hand side data we can assign into left hand side. Correct? So very first this part will run. That means, so what will happen with the help of new keyword? What is the purpose of new keyword? It will create a object. Now guys, please understand object structure. What does mean by create object? We know that, right? Object is an entity where the memory is partitioned into two area, data and the function. So here come my object. Okay, great. My object is ready. But only this? No. Where is the data? Currently for student data class, what is our data? We have two data, right? ID and name. So you know what? Initially you will get this way. ID will be created here, name will be created as a data, and display is the method that memory will be created inside the object. Remember. So because of the new keyword only, you will just get a skeleton for that object. Now who will put the data here? Right? That's the responsibility of constructor. Now guys, please understand. This is again we are writing as a class name and the round bracket, right? But you can just call this special area which is called constructor in Java. Okay? This is what we can say constructor in Java. What is the purpose of constructor? Constructor always help you to initialize object. So who will initialize object? That's the responsibility of a constructor. And who call this constructor? Again, that is a responsibility of a JVM. So you don't need to declare any constructor in your class for now. This will be executed directly by the JVM. So what happens? Please have a look. New keyword is executed and I got this skeleton. Now assignment topic. What the student data constructor will do? It will assign the value. Now tell me, is there any ID we have declared in our class? Yes. In current program, there is no ID, right? No name. So by default, what will happen? Constructor will check that detail that if you don't declare anything for your ID, for your name, by default, constructor will assign some default value. Remember, for integer, default value will be 0. For any string, means string is generally class. So for class, default value will be null. Got it? That means what the constructor will do? Constructor will by default initialize ID as a 0, name as a null. Got it? And then this whole part, okay, right hand side, we will assign to whom? We will assign to this special variable which is called reference variable. Okay. So guys, this is not normal variable which is assigning certain data. Whenever I'm writing something like this, ID is equal to 101. This is my normal variable, which is just storing some data. But why this S1 is a special variable? Because this complete object, now you can refer with the help of S1 only. Means S1 can access ID, S1 can access name, S1 can access display method also. And that is the best part. Now guys, here come the main part. Whenever one this statement you will write, your object will be ready with this assignment part. But how to call member of that class? Absolutely with the help of reference variable. So in my code, now let me create an object. Okay, so I will be writing this way. Student data S1, it is equal to new. Again, I am writing student data and my object is ready. Great. But how we can call anything from that object now? So we have this reference variable S1. Now please make a note. Whenever I'm writing S1 dot, okay, using dot operator, you can access everything from that object. But see what I can access. And kindly observe here. Okay, this part is important because these are the basic things. When you learn here itself in Java, you will understand easily your automation scripting, guys. Okay, and this will help you a lot. Always observe what exactly we are able to access. Currently here you can see Currently here you can see whenever I'm writing S1 dot, I can access ID. Can you just have a look? I can access ID, I can access name, and I can access display method also. And now please focus how to read this. ID is a normal variable. What is the return type of ID? See, it is given after colon, int. And from where it is coming? See the class name. You can easily understand ID is a part of student data. Got it? Name is also variable. Return type is string and it is a part of what? Student data class. Similarly, display is a method. So any word with round bracket, you can just remember that's a method. And what is the return type of this method? See void. And it is coming from same class. So three things I can access from for now from this particular current class. But what else you are able to observe? See, there are few things available with object, object, object. Let me tell you, Java development, okay, Java programming language development, it is completely based on the inheritance principle. And what is inheritance? In a simple word, so inheritance means we have one parent class and we have some other child classes. Okay. So in Java, super class, first super class available whose name is object class. So guys, by default, whenever you create any class, it will become child of that object. And that's the reason. Here we can access everything from that object class. But generally we don't need this. We just need our current class information, that is student data. So at this moment, if I just call display method, can you tell me what will be the output of this code? I'm calling display method. Display method means very first what it will print as a ID and what it will print as a name. What do you think? Hmm? Anyone? See this logic, okay? How the object is created. Now object is created like this and it is pointing by S1. So whenever I'm calling display method and display will print only the value for ID and name. So if there is no value assigned, what the value you will see in the output? Absolutely the default value now. What the default value you can see here? It is 0 and null. So guys, the point is whenever I execute this code, I will be getting very first default value for that object because I haven't declared anything. Got it? So I'm getting 0 and null. But 0 null, that's not my object, right? I wanted to create my object as a Yash and Smita, right? So what we can do, instead of display, I will be writing s1.id and here you can assign the value. Okay. s1.id is equal to 101. I will write s1.name is equal to, and here I will write Yash. Got it? And now if you call s1.display method, what the display method will do? See, by default, initially it will print default value because there is no value assigned. When you assign the value for that object, again with the help of display method, you will able to see that particular data. Means see, at this moment if I run, I'm getting now current value, right? This is the older value. After assignment, I'm getting the latest value. So one object is ready. Now I don't need this display method, right? Which is printing default data. So at this moment, this is how I have created one object for this current class. Now tell me first, you are understanding the topic, how the objects got created. I'm explaining here again on the board. Please have a look. I have declared student data class, right? And this example important. So you will understand relation between class and the object. And we have declared two variable, correct? We have integer ID and we have another variable that is string name, right? And I have declared one method. So I'm having display method and which will just print that data, correct? I'm just printing ID and here I'm printing that name. Great. And this is my main function. Okay. So inside the main function, I have created first object. So student data, let me design S1, it is equal to new. Again, I'm writing student data construct. Now please have a look how we can access the data member and what exactly will happen in the JVM. So guys, if I design JVM also side by side, please have a look how the code is working. First area is a class load area, right? And this is our meta space. And this is our stack area. Okay, let me design in a straight line. Okay, this is our stack area, second area. Okay, and this is the now spatial area, which is a heap area of the JVM. See guys how the code is executing. Once you say run, first class will be loaded here. So class name is student data. Again, it will check what is static in your code. So you can have a look. Only main function for now, it is static. So main will get the memory inside the meta space. And program execution also, it will start with main function first. Okay, control come to the main then. Inside the main, now we have left hand side. This is the right hand side. And as we have discussed, right hand side always get a first priority. So what will happen because of the new keyword? Okay, it will first create an object inside the heap area. Every object is partitioned into two memory, right? Data and method. So currently in my class, ID and name is available. So ID will be created, name will be created. Okay, great. And we are having display as only one method. That's it. So I have designed here. Okay. So my basic skeleton, only with the help of new keyword, you will able to see only this much. Then comes constructor into picture. What the constructor will do? This constructor will assign the value. So constructor will check, okay, is there any ID you declare? No. Is there any name you declare? No. So constructor assign here default value, 0 and null. Got it? So constructor role is done. Now this complete object will be assigned to whom? S1. So consider currently address is 2020. Okay, this is the memory address I'm talking about, or you can just call it as offset. Okay, memory offset. So for this object, suppose we have some memory address which is 2020. Whenever it will goes to the S1, means S1 will be created here and S1 will pointing to this address 2020. Means S1 has a complete access of this object. Clear? Now what happens? On next line, whenever I call S1 dot display method, what will happen? I'm calling S1 dot display, right? So this is my tracking. S1 dot display means control will come to the display. What the display method will do? It will just print ID and name. See the flow. At this moment, what is the current ID in the object? With 0. So you will get by default 0. What is current name in object? That is null. You will get initially all the entries as a default end. And then display will come and display will say, okay, my role is done. And you will get only this much as a result. And that is what I have shown you first. Got it? So if you can relate this tracing part with your example, now if I comment this part, okay, and if I remove this statement, okay, just have a look. Now I'm writing same logic. I'm calling display function. Initially what it will do, it will just give you default value. So I'm getting 0 null in my output. And that is what I'm trying to explain on a board. Got it? So initially if you call anything, by default it will be 0 and null only. But then when I assign some value, so I'm writing here next statement, s1.id, please assign 101. So constructor will do what? It will assign id as a 101. When you say s1.name, assign Yash, right? Constructor will assign Yash here. Got it? And now when you call one more time s1.display, guys, now it will call current object. So display method will print current ID, which is 101. And then display will call current name, which is Yash. And this is how you will see the result. So whenever you will assign first object like this, right? Then you will able to see default data initially, after that your current data. And so you are getting this result. Got my point? But this is only one object. Now tell me, I wanted to create one more object with the name Smita. What I need to do? Tell me. Is it I need to write one more time s1.id 102 and s1.name Smita? See, if I'm using s1, that means I'm using only one object. Whenever you wanted to create two objects, means after this line, I have to create one more time. Student data, this is S2, it is equal to new again. and then I'm calling student data construct. This is my second object. So what will happen in the memory? In memory, one more object will create, right? Let me design here now. One more object will create same structure. Display is only one method because object is for current class. So current class detail, you will get it inside the object. And see, ID I'm getting again name, right? Great. Now tell me, initially, is it we have written anything in that object? S2 object? No, right? So by default, what will be the ID? What will be the name? Hmm? By default, it will be 0 again. Yes, ID will be 0. Name will be null again. And whenever you will call here, let's say S2 dot display. Now tell me the result. What the second object it will print? I'll do one thing. See,
Again, default values.
correct. I'll just make some separation. Okay. Now please have a look. So after that asterisk line, you will see the second object detail. See again, you are getting default value. So we are not here to print our default value, right? We need actual data. So you can assign s2.id, I'll say is equal to 102. Got it? Then I will say s2.name and here I can assign the value. Okay, next is Smita. Great, everyone. And then I can call s2.display. So when you call display method, this time you will get the original data. Just have a look. So now I'm getting, let me show you console again. This is my second object. This is my first object. Clear? So this is how you need to understand how to create an object for particular class. And with the help of object only, you are able to access everything from that class. And this is very basic thing for Java. Okay. So how to create a class, how to create a data, method, and how to call it. Is this point clear? Yeah, if you're not able to understand anything, please ask me. Okay, I will be explaining you again and again. But this is important. And once you understand relation between class and object, you will understand other fundamentals of this programming language, right? So guys, first step, you are going to understand like you are just creating your class and this type of objects for that particular class. But one thing, whatever result I'm getting, it is just like a data I'm getting, right? I want with proper message. Can I make some modification? So display method, which is printing only ID and name, right? I want with proper message. So guys, any message you wanted to print, just put double quote, right? Inside that, put your message. Example, I'm writing student ID is, okay? But then that ID and message in between that, okay, you need to use one plus operator, which is actually acting like a concatenation operator. Whenever you have a string, string means whatever you write in double quote, that is called string. So whenever you have a string and along with string, you wanted to merge something, then you can just use plus operator. Okay. Now please have a look. I'm just writing one statement and how the output is looking. Now output is looking with some meaningful message. Correct now? So I'm getting that, okay, initially it is 0, now it is 102, something like that. Correct? So I'm just updating this display method. Student, student, name is, and here I will complete that syntax. Okay. And guys, anyways, we don't need default value. So I'm commenting that line for both the object. This is for your understanding only that initially it will be default. And then when you add a value, you will get the appropriate result. So at this moment, I'm getting appropriate result for both the object. Object 1, student ID is 101, name is Yash, and object 2, student ID is 102, name is Smita. Clear this topic? And clear with this topic like through the memory management, how exactly it is happening, right? So remember, stack is area where you can able to track the execution. Okay, whatever statements are there inside the main, each and every statement will be executed and tracked by the stack. Heap is the area where the object will create, right? And every object it is having two different partition. One is data, another one is a method. And class node is the area where every static thing will get the memory inside the meta space. Previously, it was permanent memory, but now they updated to permanent memory to they replace it to meta space because Everything we can't keep as a static, then this memory will full na. So better what we can do, only few things. Okay, where to apply static, I will help you for that. But for now, understand, currently only main function required to be write as a static. Clear? But this is how you need to understand memory management. Now, if this topic is clear, I will do one more thing. In your project itself, I will be adding one file, and this is our assignment file. Okay. So let me mention date here. So it is 26/12/2024, right? Let me put assignment number 1. You guys are going to complete this, okay? Create a class or create a employee class with two variables, EMP ID and EMP name, and display 5 employee details. Means what you guys are going to do in this assignment? Hmm. So what do you understand? You need to create which class? Employee as a class name. There you'll be writing two variables, EMP ID, EMP name, and you have to display 5 employee details. Means what is meaning of this line? How you will display 5 employee details? Means what you need to do?
Create five
Anybody?
objects.
Correct. You are just going to create 5 objects for your class. So will you try this assignment by taking reference of student data class? Easy? Okay.
Yes.
Now guys, I will be doing one more thing. How you guys are going to access my code, right? So I will push this code on GitHub and I will be sharing link of the GitHub. So every day, whatever task, whatever code I will be showing you, right? I will be sharing all this program through the GitHub link with you. So it will be easy for you also to refer the code if you got stuck anywhere, and you will get all this access of this current project. Okay. So how many of you are aware about GitHub? Any
I
idea
am
what is
aware.
GitHub?
I
Right.
am aware.
Okay, great. So, like other participant also, like if you don't have any basic understanding, so I will be taking separate session on GitHub also. That is our DevOps part. For now, I will just push this code and I will share one link in your WhatsApp group so that you can access this entire programming also. Okay, just a minute. So let me just open my account. And for your batch, I will be creating one, okay, separate, I will say repository, and there I will be adding everything. Okay, just a minute. Let me add this code. It is 931270. Done. So I'll do one thing. I'll create a new repository for your batch. Okay, so this is, I'll say, automation weekday December 2024. So for now, I'm keeping it public so that everybody can access. We just copy this path. Okay, so this is our project. Here I will be following git bash, and through the git bash, I will push the code, right? So let me just create empty repository, which is git init. Once the empty repository is created, then I can add it with the remote. So git remote add origin, and then I will be writing this path. Okay, so git status, where you can check the current everything is untracked file. Now just make it to track. We need to pass it to the stage area. So even though you are not aware about all these steps today, that is fine. Okay, for now just observe. So I will be using one more command and I will add everything. Let me do commit -m, and there I will be writing okay Java day 2, right? And let me commit and let me just push git push -u origin. I'm using same branch, okay, for now, master, and let me push the code. So I will be sharing this repository and you can see now. So when you come to this GitHub, right? So this is your batch repository and there you can access all the program under here, okay, under master branch. So when you come to srccom week 1, there you can see all the programs available. So today's code, everything is available here. By taking reference of this, you can complete your assignments too, right? So here you will able to complete your assignment part when you open this assignment file. So why that assignment file is not showing here? Just a minute, it should show. Let me come to here. Yeah, that is okay. The file, it has to be displayed, but it is not displaying any content, right? Okay. So I don't understand reason behind that. Okay, fine. But for now, I will share you this assignment in your chat box. Okay. Just remember. Okay. I'll add it one more time. Let me just share in your chat box for now. Okay. For now, you will just complete this assignment, complete it and share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Just take a picture, proper picture, clear picture where you can show me the code as well as your output. Okay. Fine. Any question on today's topic, everyone? What is class? What is object? Because see, that's our today's most important okay topic, that where we are going to understand about basics. Okay, what is class? So as I told you, class is a collection of similar type of object, right? And technically in Java, class is a template, class is a blueprint where you can describe details about your object. So every object, it has data, it has method, and those data method where you can define, absolutely we need a class. Without class you'll be not able to write any data, any method. And here we have written that part, right? So every class can contain, just have a look, every class can contain variable, method, constructor, block. We will be talking each and every statement, whatever it is written here. Okay, what is constructor, what is block and all, we can maintain inside the class. And this is how you will design the basic class. But to access everything from that class, we need a object. And see the few points related to object. Everything, first of all, in Java, that is a object. So object is also referred as an instance of a class, and it can have state as well as behavior, correct? So whatever actors in application, you can call it as object again. So most we can say like it's a real world entity which has state and behavior, that is called object. But in Java, how to create an object? You can see using new keyword, you guys are able to create an object. But what is written here? What are the characteristics of object? State, behavior, and identity. You know state, that is related to data. You know behavior, that is related to method. Guys, what is identity? Let me tell you. For every object, JVM assign one identification number, and that is a random number. Okay, we can't able to modify that number, but that number will define as an identity for your object. And where you can see that. So here comes the main part. Okay, just last topic. Now I have created multiple objects. Okay, for now, let me show you where the JVM will assign identification number for your object. So guys, I'm just going to show you debugging point. Okay, for this main function, I will apply debug point. How to apply debug point? You need to just double click on that main. And there you can see one small dot, right? That is a breakpoint. And there you can right click and you can just come to debug as and you can debug your code. So come to Java application. So at this moment, it will switch to debug mode. So it is asking me, do you want to remember your decision? Yes, I wanted to switch, right? And now see, this is the debug mode where the program will start execution from the main function. And which part you need to observe now? So let me show you, you need to observe this part, okay? So just have a look. Initially, inside my main function, whatever it is written, string type of argument, right? So as I told you, string is a class. So for any class, any variable is declared, we can consider that variable as an object. And now you can see for arguments, by default, what is this? ID is equal to 20. This is the identification number assigned by the JVM. Got it? Now let me show you this line. Currently, line number 21 is highlighted. When you run this one single line, just have a look. S1 object is ready. And S1 object also assigned with one ID. ID is equal to 23. What is this ID? This is your identification number for that object. See, if I expand S1, I can see by default data. Now here also you can observe. What is default data? 0 and null. Whenever you will assign it, see, next line is running now, okay? Value will assign to the ID. Value will assign to the name. And see, why name is coming with the ID? Because string is a class. And that's the reason for name also you are getting that identification number, okay, which is assigned by default by the JVM. Now when I execute display method, it will print the detail in the console. Next line, see the second object will create now. And here you can see again default data is 0 and null for second object also. And this is the second ID, right? So every time whenever objects will create, JVM assigns some identification number. And that is what ID you can see here. Clear? So guys, this is how you need to understand entire flow, how the code is working. When you understand this behavior, it is very easy to understand Java programming also. Got it? But this is just a debug mode. Again, we need to come back to the package explorer. So what you can do, you can just come to this line. Okay. See, at the end, you will see the debug sign. Before that, there is a package explorer sign. Click on that and you will switch again back to your code. Clear? So debugging is a process where you are able to step by step execute your code and you will understand on which line there is a problem and how to overcome that problem. So always remember when you practice in this manner, right? Then only you will become a perfect in program. And for automation interview, in fact, to learn automation, programming part is very important. So we will be not become developer, but yes, we are going to write our logic by full understanding of that concept. Clear? So please do practice, complete your assignment and share it in the WhatsApp group. Yeah. Okay, one more notice for all the participants. Tomorrow you don't have any session. We'll be having next session directly on a Monday. Okay. Those are interested to attend weekend batch too. You can join my weekend batch also, right? So I will be starting weekend batch from this Saturday. Current timing is 11 a.m. But later on, depends on the participant, we can make the changes in the timing too. Okay. But you can continue. Yes. Okay, great. So let's stop the session.
Ma'am, can you just show that how to go into debugging mode and come back again one more time?
Yes. See, whenever you want to apply debug mode, right? First of all, you need to apply breakpoint in your code. Without breakpoint, you will not able to switch. So do one thing on main function, just double click. You can see that numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Before that numbers, you need to just double click. And here you can see
Okay.
one breakpoint will apply.
Okay.
After that, right click on your code. And there you can see after run as, see the option, debug
Debuggers.
as. You can just go to debug as Java application. Initially, first time it will ask you, do you want to switch? Check the checkbox and continue. Then you will come back to here. Got it?
Hmm.
Debug mode. And after completion of this debug mode, suppose whole process, right? So what you can do, there you can see either open perspective where you can directly select Java, or you can directly see there is a package explorer available at the right hand side. Can you see that?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
debug is like a bug sign is there, debug. And before debug sign, you can see there is a package. When you click on package, you will come back to your code again.
Okay, got it.
But I will suggest when you come back to debug mode, right? So first complete the debug step, or you can directly click on this stop now. When you stop it completely, then only switch back to the package. Otherwise, it will still in the debug mode, the code will execute. Okay,
Okay.
right. Any question? Any question on this topic? What is class? What is object? How to create? So I have shown you one example, student. You can just create employee class and create your 5 objects, right? Okay, great. Fine. If you still have any question, please ping me on a WhatsApp. No problem at all. Okay. For any kind of thing. If you stuck somewhere on any step, please feel free to ask me queries. Okay. Chalo. So bye everyone. Take care and have a nice weekend. And we will continue our next session directly on Monday. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Take care. Have a
Thank
nice
you.
day.
Thank
Have
you.
a nice day, ma'am.